What's up, everyone? Welcome to another video. I'm Brian, and today we're going to be looking at the Aspire Cleito 120 Maxi Watt tank. It's a 25 millimeter tank. It's primarily made of stainless steel. It holds 4 mils of juice, and it comes in black stainless steel and rose gold, whatever that goldish, pinkish color is. And what it is it's one of those high wattage sub-ohm tanks. The coils that come with it, they're a 0.16 resistance, and they're rated from 100 to 120 watts. This is the packaging that it comes in. It comes in this little rectangular packaging. It tells you about it on the back. It has your scratch and sniff, not your scratch and sniff. It has your barcode down the bottom. Then there's your scratch and sniff. Then when you open up the packaging, it comes with this little card right here. And it talks about priming your coil. And then it says, while Cleito 120 is rated at 120 watts, it can easily handle 160 watts and higher. So then it says, adjust your wattage according to your particular e-liquid's characteristics and your own vaping preferences. So it comes with that. It comes with this little warranty card. And then inside the packaging, you get another coil, a spare one. It's another 0.16 coil. These might be the only coils they make. I'm not sure. But it comes with a spare for when that one goes. It comes with a spare glass. And it also comes with one of these. A vape band. A nice orange one. Should have made different colors, but like the old one, but it is what it is. So with this tank, it says it's rated at 120, which gives it its name, and it says it can go higher. So we're going to try that today. But before I do that, let's just take a look at the tank real quick. So at your top here, you have this wide bore drip tip, which is non-removable, and it's not standard 510 drip tip fitted, so you can't use your own drip tips on this tank. And in order to fill it, all you do is you unscrew the top. You'll see there's some knurling around it. And then you'll see your fill hole right there. I don't know if you can see it on camera. See? Right there. I personally find it difficult to fill there because the hole's small and it makes a mess with like a glass dropper. So if you have a unicorn bottle or a syringe, it's easy to fill this. That's what I found. And this tank, what it does is it comes, this comes off, and I have e-liquid, so I can't take it apart, but this tank comes completely apart for cleaning. With these coils, as you can see, they're long. See, there's the bottom of the coil, and see how it narrows down? What it is actually part of the chimney, too. It's kind of like the original Cleito, just bigger. You know how they had the one coil that was part of the chimney too? That's how this one is too. And then at the bottom here, you have your airflow. It spins around both directions. No stopper or clicky things or anything, but there's some knurling so you can turn it. And it actually has a good resistance on it, so it's not going to move around in your pocket. And there's 3 airflow openings on this one. And then at your bottom, it says Cleito 120, and then it has your serial number on it, and then it has your silver plated contact pin, which doesn't really protrude at all. I would not put this on a hybrid. This could be very dangerous. And that's the tank, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to vape this thing past 120 watts. Let's see if it can handle it. Right now I have it at 80. I'm comfortable vaping this at 80. With this, though, when you have it wide open, it makes that whistling sound. So I like to turn it about halfway all across the board. This is a rather loud tank, and the airflow on this is a little turbulent. That's an 80 watt vape. It's rated 100 and 120, but I feel comfortable vaping it at 80. I think the flavor's good at 80. But we're going to take it up to 100. Right now I'm at 100. And it actually vapes very well at 100 too. It's a nice warm vape. So, for the hell of it, let's go up to 120. See, 120. It handles it at 120. It's just starting to get very warm. So, they're actually right about that. It actually really does handle 120, and I'm impressed. Let's try it past that. Let's try it at, we'll go up 20 watts. Let's go up to 140. I'm at 140 watts. Let's try it out. All right. Well, it does handle more than 120 watts, so I don't know why they're calling it a Cleito 120. They underrated their coils because it does handle obviously more. At 140, it's a very warm vape, but I'm not even getting any hint of a dry hit or a burnt hit or anything. So let's go up to 160. Let's try it. Oh, let me show you. 160. On this one, you might be able to get a hit or two, but at 160 is pushing it. It was really hot, and I got a hint of like a dry hit, burnt hit, whatever you want to call it. So let's take it back down to a respectable vaping range around 80. 78, okay. Alright, so a couple of cons I found with this tank is, number one, the airflow is rather turbulent and rough. And when it's wide open, it makes that whistling sound when you have it wide open. But I mean, the airflow is wide open, and I thought it would have muted the flavor, but it actually doesn't. It actually has some pretty decent flavor to it. The biggest con that this tank has, though, is the drip tip. It's a non-removable wide bore drip tip. Some of you don't like that. Some of us like to use our own drip tips in our tanks, but this one you can't do it. And you can't even put a regular drip tip in it either because it's not fitted for it. It's just a wide bore drip tip. That's a con. Another con I have with this is the filling port. It's small. It's good if you have a unicorn bottle or one of those bottles like a unicorn bottle with the plastic tip. But trying to do this with a glass dropper, I noticed that the juice gets more on the top in the cup, in the catch cup, than it does in the tank. I don't like that. So what I always do is, I showed you guys earlier, I take that top cap off along with it and I just fill it that way. But other than that, this thing is all pros. It holds 4 mils of juice, and the price is cheap. It's between $25 and $40 depending on where you go. It's not a bad price for this tank. And for an Aspire product, this is actually pretty decent. You know, I remember back when they came out with their first sub-ohm tank, the Atlantis. That thing was the shit back in the day. And now they're coming out with something like this. Like, Aspire has never really had any bad products. I've always used Aspire products. Back in the day, I used the Nautilus and the Nautilus Mini, and those tanks were very faithful to me. And now they come out with these sub-ohm tanks, and now they're coming out with this high wattage tank. So Aspire is actually putting out some pretty good products, and I'm pretty impressed with this. But they underrated it, okay, because it can go more than 120 watts. I would say you could probably go up to about 140. Anything above 140, nah, it's just too hot, unvapable. And at 160, I got a hint of a dry hit. So would I recommend this tank to you guys? Yes, I would. I would recommend it for you intermediate vapors. This isn't really a beginner tank. There's too much airflow, too high of a wattage. But for an intermediate to an advanced user, yeah, I do recommend this. This is a good tank for on the go. You just pop a coil in it and you go about your day. And that's why I like tanks like this, because I can just do that. You know, at work it's hard to drip. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass taking out like RTAs, because sometimes the wick will go and I'll have to sit there and re-wick it at work. It's easier when I just have a tank like this and I can just take it and go, and if the coil's bad, I just pop the other one in. One thing I need to show you guys before I leave, and I apologize for forgetting this. I want to show you the coil a little bit better. So on this, you have pretty decent sized wicking holes. You got 3 of them, and it's a .16 like I showed you. Here's your airflow at the bottom. They should have made that bigger so it was more swooshy. But what I want to show you guys is inside the coil, it has this weird turbine thing in it. It doesn't move or anything, but it looks like a turbine to me, like on a jet engine. But you can see right straight down into the coil how wide open it is. All your cotton's around the side, you just can't see it. But I believe they made that for spit back, so it doesn't spit back into you. And that's one pro about this tank. I don't get any spit back from it. So I'm going to leave some links in the description below where you can get this tank. I'll also have links to my Facebook, my Instagram, and I'll also have links to advocacy. And I'll also have a link for the Right to Vape campaign for the AVA. Alright guys, so that's it for me. I'll be back again soon with another video. Until then guys, have a great day and vape on.